Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Russ, and it's finally time. Wonderlands is right around the corner, and I have a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about. Now, this video is going to be my complete, full-on, honest review of the full game of Wonderlands. Yes, I've got to play the game early. I've received a review copy. A huge thank you to Gearbox and 2K for allowing me to have this wonderful opportunity and becoming a 2K Next maker. And none of that would have happened if it wasn't for your guys' continuous support. I really appreciate it, and I just cannot thank you all enough. So there's a lot to go over in this video. I cannot talk about every minute detail or any spoiler related stuff, but this is going to still be a full review of the game. But if you want videos just talking a lot more about other content in the game, be sure to come back tomorrow because I'm going to be posting a lot then. I know a lot of you guys are excited just as much as I am. So really quick, I just want to say 93% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you enjoy and you find yourself coming back, consider subscribing and dropping a like. It really helps me out and our channel grow by getting these videos out there for everyone to see. I truly appreciate it. But with all that aside, let's finally start talking about Wonderlands. All right, so starting off, I don't know how long this video is going to be, nor do I have a script. I'm just going to kind of straight up talk about everything in sections, my thoughts on everything, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. So let's start talking about the quality of the game. I know everybody talks about performance, especially after playing Borderlands 3. It can be very performance heavy, and a lot of people have problems with it. But I will say performance on my end, at least playing on my PC, was very smooth. Throughout my whole time of playing, I had one crash, and that's about it. I never had any lags or stutters or anything like that. Only thing I did experience was that one crash one time. And I will say that this game, to me at least, does feel like it plays better than Borderlands 3. And obviously, I've played a bunch of Borderlands 3, but just performance-wise, this game does feel extremely better. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play on consoles because I did play on PC, but just know on my PC, it was phenomenal. It was very good. And speaking of it being phenomenal, the game is just beautiful. Like that's another thing I really want to point out and really drive in, is the fact that this game, yes, it's Borderlands graphics, it's cel shaded, but it is legitimately very pretty. It is by far the best looking Borderlands game to date now. Like, it looks insanely good. All the environments, there's so many different ones. Like, it really gets you immersed into the world just with how good the world building is and how just beautiful everything is. It's just like a piece of art all put together in one piece, and it just makes everything amazing. Even the overworld is super nice. The game itself runs well, and it is just gorgeous. But now, where there is good, there is always some bad. And some things I did experience through the game is the fact that the menu system sometimes will just be kind of clunky or laggy, like every other Borderlands games have been. So if you're kind of already used to that, you'll be used to that again. And also, sometimes I would try to look at my side quests, and side quests just would not pop up. I'm pretty sure all this stuff is going to be fixed relatively soon. I just wanted to point out some negatives because this is a honest review. I don't want to praise it and just make you guys think you have to purchase it, but there were some downsides of the quality of the game. Those are the two main ones that stuck out to me, and honestly, everything else was just very fun. I had a blast. But now let's just take it from the beginning into character customization. Now, I am going to have pretty much everything I talk about in this video in a separate video going more in detail, but the character customization is just absurd. Like, I never would expect to see as much customization you can do in this game in a Borderlands game. You have like pretty much free reign to access to everything. There's a whole bunch of unlockables, so you can further increase the way you want your character to look. You can pretty much make your character as in yourself, or if you want to make a specific character in your head, you can kind of create that character as well. It's so much stuff you can do with it. And if you want a more in-depth video, again, be sure to come back tomorrow. I'm going to be posting a bunch of stuff on it, but just know the character customization is 100% there. And it is crazy. And even on top of that, you have stuff like banners and stuff too. Like, it's really cool. But now that you got your character created, let's move into the story. Now, obviously, I can't tell you everything that happens in the story, but I can tell you that the story is pretty interesting. The whole way through it is like you were playing a D&D game, but I absolutely love the way they have it set up, especially the intro of the game. It's so cool. It is awesome, and it really gets you into the feel to think, hey, I'm about to play a D&D game and I'm playing this character. They did an extremely good job with it. Obviously, the Bunker Master, Dungeon Master, Tina, it just adds to it so much. Even the other two characters that are playing with you also add some pretty good and funny commentary every now and then, and it really just makes it an overall pretty good story just playing through. And I would highly recommend it if you want to play a story game for fun. Obviously, this is not going to be the next Telltale game story, but it does get you very immersed into the world, which I think is really fun. But if you're playing through the story, you're obviously going to have a bunch of weapons and loot. You're getting loot, and I will say pretty much everything in the game I've used is fun. All the weapons are fun. All the melee weapons are fun. Melee does seem a lot better now in the full game. I know when people saw the demo gameplay, they were a little skeptical at the melee being a little too weak. It is a whole lot better in the full game now, especially if you have builds and stuff going around it. Spells are extremely fun. All your rings, amulets, wards, and armor now, like it adds so much again to getting immersed in that world where like having all these different pieces of armor, I don't know, it's very, very cool. It also adds a lot of stats, so you have a bunch of different build diversity, and I absolutely love every aspect of how they have the weapons and armor and everything set up now. The loot is also very cool. I got a bunch of legendaries that do some extremely unique things. Obviously, again, I cannot talk about them in the review, but just know that they are very, very good, and they definitely live up to the legendary quality. There's even a bunch of uniques in the game that are also very, very cool. Again, I can't specifically talk about the uniques, but they are very awesome, and some of them are even like on legendary level quality. Even some of the new wards can do some really cool things in amulets, so just be on the lookout for those. Obviously, again, I can't go into huge detail about what they do, but they are very awesome, and it should definitely get you excited for the game. But I just mentioned builds, and I actually want to talk about that some more. The builds in this game are crazy. I know a lot of people thought since there was only one skill tree, it was going to be a little weird on how builds are going to work, and pretty straightforward, but I'm going to say it right here. I think this Borderlands game is going to have the most build diversity that any other Borderlands game has. Just the amount of different combinations you could do with multi-class is crazy. Obviously, when you multi-class, you're going to have access to your 2 skill trees, but on top of that, you have your hero stats and even things like your myth rank, which I will have another video out on. Again, cannot get into that in this video, but it is crazy, crazy good. Literally, it's playing the spell shot. I was already starting to think of multiple different paths I could take with other multi-class to make a crazy build out of it. And then on top of that, once you see what some of the class mods can do, how some of these legendaries interact together and their synergies, there's going to be a lot of builds. Like I'm telling you guys, it's going to be very fun. You can for sure expect to see a bunch of builds in this channel, so be sure to stick around. And also, like I said, there's so much more gear now that has so many more stats, and it's just going to be crazy. Now, things like myth rank also does play a role into this. I cannot talk about myth rank right now, but just know when you hit level 40, it is going to enhance your fate maker even more, and myth rank is very, very cool. But now that your characters progress through the story, you've gotten some good loot in a build, let's start talking about what every Borderlands fan has been wanting to hear about, and that is end game. Now, in this video, I cannot go into extreme detail talking about Chaos Chamber, but Chaos Chamber is indeed the end game activity for this. There are for sure things that are gonna make it very, very replayable, and you can grind a bunch of loot from it. It's also gonna allow you to test out your crazy builds. Just trust me on it. Chaos Chamber is very, very fun, and if you were worried about end game in Wonderlands, I honestly think they have 100% listened to the community, and this is the answer for it. It is extremely fun, and everything in it is awesome. I seriously cannot wait to tell you guys more about this, so be sure to stick around for tomorrow's video, and you're gonna be blown away, honestly. So in conclusion, I will go on and say that Wonderlands is very, very good. I know a lot of people think it is just a pure copy from Borderlands 3. Even when I initially made my demo, I said it felt a little like Borderlands 3, but now with the full game out, with how much performance is different, with how much different the character customization is, it is extremely different. Obviously, it still kind of plays like a Borderlands game, which I'm pretty sure everybody was already aware of that. Like, it wasn't going to be anything completely new, but it is very, very different, and I would highly recommend giving it a try. I know a lot of people still have their concerns, so if you want to wait to watch some other reviews, I would highly recommend doing that. Or if you want to wait to see all the other content where we can talk about it a little bit more, be sure to do that as well, and we can go in depth on everything. Maybe that will also give you more of an answer on if you want to actually purchase this game or not. But this is not a DLC. It is very much a standalone game, and you are getting a lot of content for what you pay for. But I think that is going to conclude my early full game Wonderlands review. Like I said in this video a million times, I cannot go into into specifics with a lot of things, but I can starting tomorrow at 7 a.m. So if you want to see that, be sure to stick around, and hopefully again this will help you answer if you want to buy the game on the 25th or not. But anyway, that is going to do it for me. I really hope this helped you out, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. But thank you all so much for watching and the continued support. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.